When I was in Maldives yesterday and I had discussion with the new President Muzi, we were wondering why we cannot have Sri Lanka and Maldives as one tourist area. So there's new thinking on all sides. How do we work together? And I thought I will devote my time on how the region can get together. After all, you have to remember that the economic power is coming into Asia. You already have East Asia, which is well established. You have ASEAN, which together they say can be the fifth or the fourth largest economy in the world. And then we have this part of the world. India by itself will be the third largest economy, but we must also function as a region. I don't think we will have the model of the Asia Pacific totally integrated, but nevertheless, in some sectors, we can certainly promote integration and leave the other sectors out. That's the only way I think that South Asians will be able to work together with anyone else. When I was in Maldives yesterday and I had discussion with the new President Muzi, we were wondering why we cannot have Sri Lanka and Maldives as one tourist area. So there's new thinking on all sides. How do we work together? And I thought I will devote my time on how the region can get together. After all, you have to remember that the economic power is coming into Asia. You already have East Asia, which is well established. You have ASEAN, which together they say can be the fifth or the fourth largest economy in the world. And then we have this part of the world. India by itself will be the third largest economy, but we must also function as a region. I don't think we will have the model of the Asia Pacific totally integrated, but nevertheless, in some sectors, we can certainly promote integration and leave the other sectors out. That's the only way I think that South Asians will be able to work together with anyone else. Sri Lanka is going to be, because we have decided, I put forward a new economy during the budget proposals. Actually, I had no budget proposals. I only had proposals regarding the new economy. Having recovered from the economic crisis, restructure, what were our main names? One was the trade surplus, other was the budgetary surplus, and to modernize. So what our principal objectives are? Competitive economy, digital transformation, energy transition, and a green economy. A regional logistic hub. Utilize Industry 4 technology for the future. Secondly, the accelerated agriculture modernization program and fisheries modernization, which also brings Sri Lanka's economy, will make agriculture a part of Sri Lanka's economy. Go ahead and modernize agriculture, help the small farmer, help the large enterprises, both to get them moving. The government reform the government-oriented extension system into a combined one where government and the private sector takes over, and like the private sector to take the lead, especially on the supply chain. Since 1931, about 2 million acres have been given out to farmers, small-time farmers. But no one has got ownership. They have a permit under the Land Development Ordinance. Our decision is to change that and ensure that these 2 million acres, the farmers who hold it, have freehold rights to it. So they are like any other farmer, which means you are bringing into the system another 2 million acres. That's over 10% of our land. The banking credit system will develop. And it's also a part of our constitution for dispersal of ownership. So there will be a lot of smallholders. Of course, promoting technology. I've kept about 8 billion rupees this year, first time, to promote technology. I'm also going into AI. The industrialization of Tamil Nadu can proceed. It will basically accelerate the industrialization of Tamil Nadu plus Telangana, others around it would become another major industrial and economic center in India. One would be Maharashtra, Gujarat, that area. Second would be here. Then they can really become export-oriented economy. And that's one whole area. So places like Sivaganga, all downwards, Indigal, all of them become modernized, industrialized with modern industrial manufacturing, with the most modern technology. That will benefit Sri Lanka mainly as a logistic hub, and that will be a lot of new ventures in Sri Lanka to handle. So you could see the potential that we have, basically working together as an industrial for manufacturing industry. Not only India coming to Sri Lanka, but I am promoting Sri Lankans to go into India. We are already one of the largest investors in Bangladesh. I've told them go into Myanmar, go into Cambodia, go into Laos, go into East Africa, go into West Africa. So we are also encouraging our entrepreneurs to go out. Then there is tourism. I always felt that tourism is not only a question of Sri Lanka and Maldives, but Sri Lanka and India and Maldives should be one tourist area, and maybe all the way up to Nepal. It's a question of how we develop our airlines. If our airlines are developed, then if aviation is developed, that's a possibility. What I mentioned earlier, Bay of Bengal as a cruise area. This is larger than the Caribbean. And there are a lot of areas. Sri Lanka's east coast, which is not opened up. You all have some very good spots on the east coast of India. Bangladesh has Cox's Bazar not opened up. Whole of Andaman Islands and Myanmar beaches are beautiful, and it's not been opened up. And then you have Phuket down the way, with certainly Malaysia. But these are ways. Basically, if most of the Indians decide to take a cruise and most of the Chinese decide to take a cruise, there's no need to get anyone from Europe. We won't have enough ships. That's about all. And the Indonesians also join in. That's there. So basically, we can create our own economies, coordinate with each other. Sri Lanka has applied to enter the RCEP. We have a free trade agreement with Singapore. We'll conclude one with Thailand. We will negotiate with Malaysia and Indonesia, and once we finalize it, we go into Vietnam. We are also upgrading free trade agreement with India into a comprehensive economic and technical partnership. We are doing the trade negotiations, and you know how trade negotiations go, sort of crawling through, but I think we will finally come to the end. We are separating investments from trade. We will also have a similar arrangement with Bangladesh, so it covers the whole area. Maldives is not a problem, it's opened. But we'll also reach out to Pakistan. So the whole of South Asia we will have to deal with them. So we can create this regional economy. We need not have we may not have one big South Asian economic bloc. And the geopolitics are such, I don't think we are all going to work together. Each one has to make it. But later on we'll look at Iran also, because Iran is important. Both Pakistan and Iran, which are the Makran coast, are the roads that will lead into Central Asia, and Iran into Russia also. So there's potential. Then West Asia, with whom India is very closely linked, back into East Asia, East Africa. But the possibilities are here. You all are the young entrepreneurs, you all can go out and build it.